there is a pandemic going on in American universities where Protestant philosophy students are becoming Catholics. Hey guys, it's Lizzie. So this video is so close to my heart. Philosophy is the innermost part of my identity, and it has felt like my entire life because I started studying philosophy in high school when I was doing Lincoln Douglas debate. I read so much philosophy for my tournaments. That is when I was 15. When I got to college, I was a philosophy major in an analytical philosophy department. I tell this story in every speaking event I ever do when I'm talking about me becoming Catholic. But it is not just my story, my philosophy department, my friends, people I knew in philosophy club. It's something that's happening to tens of thousands of college students all over America, all over the world. A lot of the stories I read in the comment sections and messages. When I was 18, my first semester starting college, there were several upperclassmen in the department who were converting into Catholicism, who had become Catholics. And it was really weird at the time just because my entire life growing up in Church of Christ, there were a lot of ex-Catholics who became Church of Christ who left Catholicism. And so this was the first time where I saw people actually choosing to be Catholic. And when I first started seeing people choosing to convert in, I just thought it was an oddity. I grew up in Churches of Christ, which is a Protestant church, and the university I went to, Pepperdine, is also a Churches of Christ school. So tons of people who I knew in philosophy were also Church of Christ. As it became my second semester, sophomore, junior year, getting to know more people, it wasn't just a couple people converting, and it wasn't just current students, it was people who had graduated. It was two of my favorite professors who were also converts. I didn't even ask questions, research in. I was just friends with these people. I didn't like what they believed. It wasn't until a year after I graduated, when it was the 7th or 8th person who I heard of who was becoming Catholic, when I had a last straw moment where I just snapped and I started researching into the first century, the leadership structure in the early church. Were there bishops? Was there a pope? Was it a monarchical structure? Was it democratic? What was going on? And chapter 1 of this Protestant book used the term monarchical bishops. Each bishop ruled one city, and everything I knew and believed my entire life came crashing down. It was a process of maybe 3 or 4 months of research, but it was really, really fast. All of you who have been watching me for years know the entire story. You experienced the story, you prayed for my conversion, helped me come into the faith. But this is a story that has continued to happen. And other people like me who have already graduated are looking back on that same experience and recently have been coming back to the faith. Just 2 weeks ago, one of my favorite people who is in philosophy with me texted me that she's in RCIA right now, believes in real presence, so excited to take the Eucharist, and I'm actually visiting her in 5 days. I'm so excited. I wasn't at all surprised though. I called it like 6 months ago. I can totally see what people are going to convert in. Now that I've experienced it, there's all these signs and steps, symptoms leading up to it. But since connecting with, meeting so many other Catholic converts through my YouTube channel, at my speaking events, I've come to know that this was not unique to Pepperdine Philosophy Department, but all philosophy departments in any university are at risk for producing Catholic converts. And this is why. Philosophy departments, unlike a lot of other majors, do not teach you to regurgitate information, teach you a certain skill, memorizing textbooks, lecture notes. Instead, you will do the reading, come to class, and debate each other. It's so fun. It's very personal. You're not talking about abstract moral theories, but you're learning about yourself, your relationships, your understanding of God, how you view your mind, what is identity. A lot of people have this idea that philosophy classes are talking about really abstract things that have zero grounding in reality. But instead, Every single class has extreme applications to every area of your life and completely destroys, recreates, shifts everything of how you experience conversations, the time you put into work, the way you talk to yourself, the way you view friendship. Every single class changes you. Not only is it very personal, the study of God, the study of the soul, equally important, there's this huge emphasis on truth, of changing what you believe to align with truth. If you're wrong, you are so excited to be proven wrong so you can change your position to be truth. That's the entire point. There's a principle called charitable. One of the most important things in these debates, arguments, dialogues we would get into in class that we're reading about in all these articles is this concept of being charitable. Which means if you're looking at a different argument, you want to present it in the best possible light, hopefully even better than the person who created the argument. You want to understand the opposite position so well and in the best possible light, because if you are wrong, you need to change your perspective to be that opposing position. And this isn't just some intellectual pursuit for class, but it gets ingrained into your entire thinking. And so when I was a philosophy major, every single week of every class, it seemed like I was constantly challenging and changing my perspective on free will, what makes up the soul.